their stride. Last night, a stellar performance by Gavin Floyd and 2 moonshots by Jim Thome powered the Sox to their 5th win in their last 6 ball games. And today, a sweep of the Angels is within reach, and Johnny Danks will take the bump, looking to secure the W for the home crowd. White Sox baseball is next on Comcast Sportsnet. We are coming to you from US Cellular Field, where this afternoon Comcast Sportsnet presents White Sox baseball. As Jim Thome, Jermaine Dye, Paul Konerko, and the Sox as they get set to butt heads with Vladimir Guerrero, Bobby Abreu, and the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim. Hi, everybody, and welcome. With former Cy Young Award winner Steve Stone, I'm Ken Harrelson. As we get set to bring you the finale of this 3-game set, as you know, the Sox have taken the first 2. They won the opener 5-4 in a very exciting ball game. Scotty Pods, Gordon Beckham getting the job done. Then last night it was Gavin Floyd going out there, going 8 innings, giving up just 1 earned run. Sox won at 6-2. So the Sox come in 1 game behind the Tigers, and this afternoon triumph for the sweep with Johnny Danks.
John Danks is 9-7 this year, but something he's got to work on. First hitters of every inning. They're hitting .333 against him. On-base percentage of .413. Both lead the American League in that dubious department. John hasn't thrown quite as well lately, but he's thrown well enough, and I think he's ready to break out today. Irvin Santana going to the mound for the Angels. He's 3-6. His ERA is up over 7. He's really had some problems since having elbow difficulties, and that slider isn't where it should be. Hopefully today, Hawk, we go for the sweep.
All right, sit back, relax, and strap it down. White Sox baseball coming your way.
And it's been beautiful at home for the Sox recently. As you can see, since June 23rd, here at the Cell, the Dodgers, the Cubs, the Indians, the Orioles, the Rays, the Yankees, and now the Angels have suffered the same fate. They have lost the series. And so today, the Sox go for the sweep. Southwest starting lineup for the Angels. Figgins leading off with Ibar, Abreu, Guerrero, Rivera, who's been red hot, then Morales, Kendrick, Matthews, and Jeff Mathis behind the plate hitting 9. The Lowe's defensive setup, and how they'll line up behind John Danks, left to right, Kotze, Posednik, and Dye. In the infield, Beckham, Nix, Getz, and Konerko. Ramon Castro behind the plate. And the U.S. Cellular starting pitcher is John Danks, looking for win number 10. His ERA an even 4. Left-handers have had more problems than right-handers, as you would expect. John has to keep that changeup down, and he has to concentrate on the first hitter every inning. 76 beautiful degrees with very low 38% humidity. The winds out of the northeast 10 to 15 miles an hour, and it's a bright sunny day, meaning the ballpark is going to be lively. The umpires for the game today: Paul Schreiber behind the plate, Paul Nard at first, Joe West at second, and Ed Rapomano at third. John Danks, the last 8 starts, is 5-2, his ERA below 3. And as you can see, the opponent's hitting very little against him. So we are ready for baseball. And I'll bring on my play-by-play partner, Hawk Harrelson.
All right, Stone Pony, thank you very much. And once again, good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to White Sox baseball right here on Comcast Sportsnet. Finale of this 3-game set. Sean Figgins, one of 4 switch hitters today in this lineup. In the first 2 games, they had 5. Figgins hitting at 308, 3 homers. He's driven in 36. Takes first pitch strike. Angels come in at 63-42, 21 over, 4.5 games in first place in front of the Texas Rangers. Takes the bunt, draws it back, takes the ball.
The Angels tested Gordon Beckham at third base last night 3 times. And that's something that we're going to have to bear watching today.
That's foul back. Figgins 0 for 6 in the first 2 games. 1 for 6 lifetime off Johnny. Angels hitting at 288 as the club coming in with a 4.76 ERA. Out of play, and here at beautiful U.S. Cellular Field, 330 down the left field line, 335 down the right field line, 375 in the gaps, and 400 straightaway center. High pop up. Jason Nix. 1 out. Well, you hit it right on the head, Stone Pony, when you're talking about Danks. He's got to keep the changeup down. If he keeps it down, he's probably going to have a solid outing. If he gets it up, he's probably going to get beat.
Well, I think a little of that, Hawk, had to do with the finger and the circulation problems, but now he should be about 100%, and if that's the case, he will keep it down, and he'll get a lot of ground balls to the left side.
Ibar. Good feed. Can't get it.
And that's a big part of the Angels game, and that's bunting, and we saw Ibar do exactly the same thing last night. Now, he was called out, but this time, if you get that bunt down, it's almost impossible for the pitcher to beat him, although he looked like he might have gotten him that time.
Paul Nowert said he got his hand in just before. So with 1 out, good speed aboard. Ibar 8 for 11 in stolen bases. Angels have 107. Post play. Abreu stands in, hitting at 322, 8 homers, and 76 RBIs. Bobby on an 11-game hitting streak. That's a lot of ribbies with only 8 home runs.
Well, against the left-handers, he usually tries to take it right back up the middle or hit the ball to left center field.
And the count 2-0. This is the 6th meeting of the year between these two clubs. In the first 5, Sox have won 4 of them. Just a decent lead by Bar. There's ball 3. 3-0.
John thought that one was pretty good. Paul Schreiber said no. Now he's in a hole against a pretty tough hitter. Castro wants it outside.
So now some trouble brewing with the bunt singles. Amazing what bunt singles start in a ball game. And over recent years, there's no question about who has been the best bunting team in this league, and it's been the Angels.
And they're also the best team in the league going from first to third on a base hit, reading the relay throw when it's offline or when it's a rainbow. They take the extra base. That's what Mike Scioscia teaches, and that's how his team performs.
So here is Vladimir Guerrero hitting at .290. 4 homers he's driven in 21. He is 2 for 7 in the series.
And he's never met a first pitch that he doesn't like. That was a changeup. He's sitting dead fastball, and that's why he fouled it back. Last night he grounded into a very snappy 6-4-3 double play to end the 6th inning.
Outfield about equidistant, spread out slightly to the left. And the count 0-2. Juan Rivera on deck, and we'd like to welcome all of our fans watching from Canada over Rogers Sportsnet, and also all those in Europe watching over ESPN America.
Hi, folks.
Tried to gas him up right there.
Guerrero's one of the few sluggers, and he is a slugger, who doesn't strike out a whole lot, and yet he has a nose-to-toe strike zone. So he doesn't have a lot of selectivity. He doesn't walk a lot, but he doesn't strike out a lot.
And the count 2-2. There they go, and that's popped up. Castro has the play, makes it.
One of the things that the Sox pitchers have to be aware of against this team is taking one look at second base and then not looking back a second time. Because last night they had Gavin Floyd read real well, only to have the ball fouled off. This time the double steal would have been successful. Fortunately, Guerrero just popped it straight up.
So here's Rivera hitting at .311, 18 long ones and 60 knocked in. 1 for 8 in the series. Want to know the count to the 31-year-old veteran outfielder.
With 2 outs, runners in scoring position, those are very high numbers. 327, pretty impressive.
And he's got to count it 2-0. There go the runners. And there's a strike.
Once again, one look back and a double steal, and stolen easily.
Well, you got a shortstop out there who was at second base, now standing on third, so he's got a pretty good idea of what the signs are after he sees a few pitches. As Beckham, their hands, and throws it away. Had a chance to make a real big play right there, but the wild throw and two-run score. It is 2-0. Halos.
It's going to be base hit E5. Gordon will commit his 10th error. He did have some time, and I think he rushed the play. Rivera doesn't have great speed, and this caroms right to Gordon. He has him by plenty if that throws on the mark, but I think he felt like it was going to be a little quicker developing play than it was.
So here's Morales. Henry hitting at 293, 23 long ones, 70 driven in.
Morales a much better hitter from the left side with a whole lot more power than he is from the right side.
That change up and the count 1-1. That's the 83rd error we have committed.
That was one of the keys to this push for the pennant, was catch the baseball.
If you can't catch the baseball, you're not going to win. Two keys for me for us getting the postseason. Number one, Carlos Quentin. If he plays August and September, we're probably going to win it. And the others, you got to catch the baseball. High pop up. Beckham makes the catch. So they pick up a pair. And after happening a play, it's the Angels 2. Good guys coming to bat.
Nerco. Arcatze getting a start in left field. Nix, Getz, and Ramon Castro catching and hitting 9. Close defensive setup behind Santana, left to right. Rivera, Matthews, and Abreu in the infield. Figgins, Ibar, Kendrick, and Morales. Jeff Mathis behind the plate. And Irvin Santana on the hill, and he's really struggled this year. His ERA up over 7, looking for his 7th loss. See, 85 hits in 64 innings. That's not good.
First pitch to Scotty Pods. Taking low and inside. Pods comes in hitting at 302. 4 homers. He's driven in 33. 3 for 9 in this series with 1 RBI, and it was a game winner in the opener. There's the strike. Sox hitting at 263 as a club with a 4.10 ERA.
Santana's velocity used to be in the mid-90s, and then he had some ligament problems in his elbow, and now low 90s, high 80s.
Big gap out there in left center. Huge. And count 3-1.
When Santana was at the top of his game, he had a wipeout slider, but that slider isn't quite as good as it used to be.
And the count goes full. Sox 32-24 here at home. And there's ball 4.
A couple of big years for Santana. 05 he was 12-8. Then 06 he was 16-8. But he started to have some elbow problems, and a bad 07 at 7-14, although rebounded last year at 16-7.
And here's Beckham. Gordon hitting at .314, 6 homers. He's driven in 38. 3 for 8 in this series with a homer. And 2 RBIs. Takes that one up high. Bit of a gap out there now in left center. You get Figgins off the line and shallow at third.
His Angel defense has been pretty solid all year long. They've committed just 51 errors. Ibar is a special defensive shortstop. He's made 5 errors all year. This is his 86th game.
Mathis to the outside. And the count 2-1.
This would normally be a pitch you'd run on. Now Mathis is a little better than Napoli as far as catching it and throwing it. He's got quick footwork and a pretty accurate arm.
And a pretty good lead by Pies. Does not go. Pitch foul back. 2-2. And once again, before we show you our picks to click, you at home select yours. Top of the 8th inning in Cleveland. Indians leading Minnesota 2-1. Detroit leading Baltimore 6-0. Top of the 5th at Comerica Park. Just did get a piece of it.
That was a pretty good slider by Santana. Gordon does a nice job of staying alive, because this would have gotten a few folks. That ball was just off the corner and heading down.
There he goes. Mathis with the throw. Safe. Number 17 for Pies.
That throw up a little bit. Good jump. Gordon thought that fastball was inside. Paul Schreiber called him out. And you see the foot in just ahead of a snap tag by Kendrick. Good call by Joe West.
So here's Jermaine Dye. We'll look at this last pitch to Beckham.
Paul thought it was good enough that on the same pitch he called strike 1 to Jermaine Dye.
As long as he calls that inside strike for both of them, that's all. 1-1, the count to Jermaine, who's 2 for 8 in this series, in lifetime against Santana. 4 for 16, and the 4 hits, 2 of them stayed in the park.
one of the keys, and we'll watch for this, if Santana starts to wander around the mound, and many times he'll do that, when he does that, he's starting to doubt his stuff. So far, he stayed on the mound, gotten the ball back from Mathis, and gone right after the hitter. But we'll see as he moves along what his posture is like.
The 2-1 delivery. Well, the best thing you can do as White Sox hitters is if he makes a mistake, just got to hit it hard. Try to hit it hard. That'll put the hitters would generally tell you what kind of stuff you got.
Well, they're going to tell you all the time. Yeah.
So if we can, and if he makes a good pitch, then you know nothing you can do about that. Tip your cap, grab some bench. Ibar's going to take you out at first with the good speed of Posednik. 2 down. And right now with 2 out, let's check out our Heineken picks to click. Jim Angio, our director of crew, they went with Paul Konerko. Larry, Lisa, and Steve, they're going to go with Scott Posednik and Terry Hanley and all the great folks out at Bolingbrook. Mike Williams, Roger Clare, Eric, Clint, all the guys. We're going to go with Mark Kotsay. Here's Tomey hitting at 254, 20 homers. He's driven in 66. Takes the first pitch strike.
Mike Scioscia has decided not to use the radical shift against Jim Tomey. On the first pitch anyway, Ibar was still on the third base side of second.
And the count 0-2.
As you can see, they still have a fairly substantial hole where Joe West is standing.
Ibar trying to get himself in line with the arm angle of Santana's delivery. Release. Tomey, yesterday, 2 homers, 4 RBIs, both opposite field.
Jimmy's had pretty good numbers with 2 outs and runners in scoring position.
And if you missed those home runs yesterday, poof.
Solo home run coming against O'Sullivan, and a 3-1 shot against Darren Oliver. That's the thing that broke it open.
Stay in the air, stay in the air. Bayou back in front of the fence. He's got room, reaches up, ball got in on him. He just muscled it out there against that fence. Meanwhile, that'll retire the side, and after 1, it is 2-0. That guy.
For a group of 20 or more fans, whether it's a warning track, fan deck, or individual game diamond suites, they're all available. Book a group outing or party area today by calling 312-674-1000 or visit whitesox.com.
Howie Kendrick will lead it off. It'll be the lower third of their order. Kendrick, Matthews, and Mathis here in the top of the second inning. Danks just gave Evan a little double take as well. There's the strike. Even accounted 1. Kendrick. Last year hit .306, 3 homers, knocked in 37 for the Halos.
He's got pretty good speed.
There's a bullet by Getz. He is 8 for 11 in stolen bases, but the leadoff man aboard. Here's the other, the last switch hitter, the 4th in this lineup, Gary Matthews Jr., hitting at .247, a couple of homers. He's driven in 35.
He does have 1 hit in this series from the right side, although that's the weak side. He's hitting an even .200 from his natural side. And he's probably a step slower to first base.
Gets sawed off right there, Paulie. 1 out. Cleveland still leading Minnesota 2-1. Indians hitting in the bottom of the 8th.
Cleveland has played terrific baseball since they unloaded most of their team.
We will see them tomorrow, Saturday, and Sunday, and there are plenty of good seats available. Plenty of good seats available for all 3 games.
On what should be a wonderful weekend, although it's slated to heat it up just a touch.
Well, we've got fireworks tomorrow night and Saturday.
And the weather's going to be warm, which means the park is going to be very lively. And we have a lot more power than the Tribe these days.
Jeff Mathis, 26-year-old receiver. Takes ball 1. Beautiful fireworks display tomorrow. Beautiful fireworks display on Saturday evening. Pitching matchups for that series. We're going to run Burley, and to be announced that on Saturday, and Contreras on Sunday. They're going to run Sowers, Pavano, and Huff to the bump.
Last time out, Carl Pavano was just about as good as you could possibly be. But he's been somewhat in and out this year.
Way back, it is 3. Check that, 4-0 Angels. He's got big power. We talked about that in the opener. That's a 14th home run thrown by Danks.
The 5th hit by Mathis, and that was a no-doubter. Left Mark Kotsay right in his tracks. It's the Ford home run, and it's a fastball, or what looked to be a cut fastball, that didn't do anything except disappeared rather quickly.
So we got some work to do. Not a cloud in the sky. So we can't be hoping for any rain.
No. No rain coming today.
No. Figgins with a 2-0 count. Three and nothing. So good speed aboard. One man you did not want to walk. He has 31 stolen bases. And here's Ibar. Started off that 2-run first with a bunt single. With 1 out. Also picked up a stolen base. It's a pretty good lead. There he goes. Slow delivery right there by Danks. And no chance for Castro.
No, Wisely Ibar, when he saw the jump that Figgins had, there was no way he was going to swing at that one. And that's the responsibility of a 2-hitter. When you've got a good base stealer, just take it. Because there was no chance in the world for Castro to throw out Figgins at second.
And there he goes to third. Bad throw. This is what the Angels are going to try to do. Every time they get the opportunity to run you right out of the ballpark. But when you walk a guy who's got 31 stolen bases after the 2-run homer by Mathis, and that's not unusual for young pitchers. Young pitchers, for some reason, they get a little downtime as soon as that ball leaves the yard. Next hitter, very common for them to walk him. So now the Sox bring the infield in. Where your veteran pitchers, they don't allow that to happen. That's popped up. Fagan's going to tag. Jermaine coming on. And here he comes. Jermaine he forgot how many outs there were. Well, this is where you like to have a reboot on a game like this. You let them have a double steal without even glancing back at second. Last inning, you get a short fly pop-up right there with a man on third, 1 out. He scores without a throw. Of any consequence.
Well, that's one of the reasons why outfielders like to hold up the number of outs before every sequence. Jermaine just forgot how many outs there were and cost a run.
Or he didn't think Figgins was really going to try. One of the two.
Well, wasn't that? I think he realized Figgins might give it a shot.
I agree.
Yeah.
I think he forgot the outs too. But the only other reason could be that he didn't think he was going to try with him standing almost at second base. Meanwhile, a bad inning.
That's what they do.
So here's Konerko. Volley hitting at 290. We've still got 24 outs to deal with.
Against a pitcher with an ERA up over 7. So this one has a long way to go, and it is a very lively park today.
2-0 the count. Holly 4 for 18 lifetime off Santana.
That's the easiest way to start to give up the lead is to walk people.
And there's the leadoff walk for the second inning in a row.
August 8th at 6:05. It's the White Sox versus the Indians. Fans will enjoy post-game fireworks presented by St. Xavier University. For tickets, call 866-SOX-GAME or visit whitesox.com.
So here's Kotsay. Fakes down low. Kotsay. 5 for 31.
Figgins now going to the mound to talk with Santana, who's thrown for 5 straight bad ones, and none of them have been close.
Check that. Kotsay was 20 for 87. With the White Sox, he's 1 for 13. As there's a strike, and the count 1-1.
Pretty good numbers lifetime against Santana.
There's a shot down into the corner. So Pauly's going to be held at third on a double by Kotsay. And the Sox have something going here. Ducks on the pond, nobody out.
Kotsay got a fastball out over the plate and drilled it down the line. This is certainly what Kenny Williams had in mind when he traded for Mark Kotsay. A dependable glove in center or either of the corners, as well as a guy that could do some damage against right-hand pitchers.
He's now 2 for 14, and he obviously has swung the bat a heck of a lot better than that. He has hit some rockets. Namely, one to remember is the last out of the game in Minnesota. That ball high and deep. Stretch. Back at the fence, he jumps. You can put it on the board. Yes! And we still have 24 outs to work with. But it is now 5-3. 3-run homer by Jason Nix, his 8th. All started this inning with the dreaded leadoff walk.
Jason's driven in 19 this year, picked on a first ball fastball. And it's our Ford home run replay. That ball is up and out over the plate. And Rivera goes back, gets to the wall, times his jump, but runs out of room.
First pitch strike to Getz. Chris hitting at 264. A couple of homers, he's driven in 26. And there's a shot base hit over the head of the drawn-in Figgins. So Rivera gets over, gets it back in, and the single.
When you're in August and you have an ERA up over 7, you're not shutting too many people down. And so that 5-run lead, when the Sox looked up at the scoreboard coming in for this inning, didn't do much but give them a little incentive, and they've come roaring out here in the second inning.
Here's Castro. Ramon hitting at 150, a couple of homers. Takes a breaking ball strike. Outfield spread out. Touch out.
That ball almost floated down the right field line. Mathis has a good quick arm, but that throw was off the mark. All it does is cut down a secondary lead for the base runner if he believes the catcher will throw it.
There you go. There's the strike, and now he's safe. Getz 18 for 19 in stolen bases.
O2 pitch, a very good pitch to run because you usually see a breaking ball out of the zone, and that's what this was, a low slider. The throw is up a bit, and Chris gets in under the tag.
That'll bring up Scotty Pods, who walked, picked up a stolen base. Orioles get, and they got it.
The left-hander up, it's not a difficult throw, and Mathis from his knees puts it right on the money. Perfect throw, and he got him. And Santana lost track of the base runners because he went into a stretch until Mathis told him he could wind up.
1-1 to count to Pods. Huge gap out there in left center. Very short, well over towards the line and left. And the count evens at 2. Final now from Progressive Field in Cleveland. Indians beat Minnesota 2-1.
Minnesota now drops to 53 and 55 with 2 under 500. Well, unfortunately, Scott didn't run, and he's thrown out at first.
But the big 3-run homer by Jason Nix, and the Sox right back in this one.
Fans will enjoy post-game fireworks presented by Van Kampen Investments. For tickets, call 866-SOX-GAME or visit whitesox.com.
First pitch to Vladimir Guerrero, one of the greatest first-ball fastball hitters. Of course, that one right there was a change, and it is now a 6-3 Angel lead.
Guerrero came back off the disabled list in the first game of this series. It's his 5th home run. He's driven in 22. He loves the first pitch anywhere. And took that one out of the yard. A Ford home run replay. It's a first pitch straight change. And he got that ball on the inner portion. Guerrero just opens up and drives it way out of here.
Rivera takes ball 1. Hit an infield single and RBI. And that's a souvenir right side. Top of the 6th in Detroit. 7-2 Tigers leading Baltimore. And that's out number 1.
For Detroit today, that's Rick Porcello, the rookie, going for his 10th win of the year.
They'll bring up Morales. Kendry popped up to Beckham. High popped up. Takes ball 1. Banks gives you the impression that he feels like Paul Schreiber really got the squeeze on him. There's a strike. And once again, we want to welcome all of our fans up in Canada watching over Rogers Sportsnet. Also those over in Europe watching over ESPN America. Beckham. 2 down.
Gordon did a nice job of cutting in front of Jason Nix. And it was easy after that. Morales doesn't have real good speed.
Kendrick just hit a bullet in the right field for a base hit to lead off last inning and came around to score in front of Jeff Mathis' long home run. A lot of runs to be scored yet in this ball game. Oh, 2.
Outfield playing Kendrick as an off-field hitter. Sednick a couple steps into right center.
Soft little line drive, foul. Just turning in, Angels 2 in the first, 3 in the second, 1 so far here in the third. Sox, that 3-run homer by Jason Nix in the second. And of course, with that home run by Jason Nix, the Alex Nelius family will donate $100 to White Sox charities for every Sox homer hit throughout the course of the season. That is number 131, so $13,100 donated by Alex Nelius in loving memory of Ursula. Got away with it. Curveball up. Fastball way high. He gone. First strikeout for Danks. And we're going to the bottom of the third, trailing by 3. 10. David Kaplan, Tribune writers, sports stars, and celebrities discuss the day's hottest sports topics and set the table for the night ahead. Don't miss Chicago Tribune Live, presented by Harris Bank, tonight at 5:30 right here on Comcast Sportsnet. 6-3 bad guys here in the bottom of the third. It'll be Beckham, Dye, and Tomey to face Irvin. Santana.
And he's walked leadoff hitter in the first 2 frames.
Fastball. And that's foul back. Good eye. Checks it up, and the count 2-1. High, and that's going to be in the seats for a souvenir. Time to come back.
Last time up, he got Gordon looking at the fastball on the inside part of the plate. Was the exact same call that struck out Kendrick looking last inning.
Full count to Beckham.
Jermaine Dye waiting patiently, and he would just as soon hit with a runner on.
And that's ball 4. So for the 3rd straight inning, he walks the leadoff man.
August 9th at 1:05, it's the White Sox versus the Indians. First 10,000 children 13 and under will receive a White Sox school binder presented by Pepsi. For tickets, call 866-SOX-GAME or visit whitesox.com. It's getting to that time again.
And you can also go to whitesox.com to check out those souvenir tickets for the perfect game that Mark Burley pitched that were not sold. Breaking ball pops him up right side. Now Abreu had a long way to go. Kendrick looked like he was going to make the play, and all of a sudden he had no chance. He wasn't even in the vicinity. He was just being a spectator.
And Abreu is telling Kendrick now that he didn't see the ball right away, so you might as well let him know if you can't get to it, because it looks like Kendrick's drifting under it. Abreu had a long run.
Here's Tomey. He just muscled one, taking Abreu back up against the fence. To end the first inning. Six 5-0 for them, 3-3-1 for us. Takes that fastball right there.
Jim's moving up, a couple behind Reggie Jackson, 8 behind Rafael Palmeiro.
Nice play by Mathis. And the count 2-1. Just a decent lead by Beckham. There's a shot by the shortstop Ibar. Beckham will make the turn, move into third on the single. Bullet single by Tomey.
To give you an idea of just how hard this ball was hit, there were 3 guys on the first base side of the second base bag, and that one still made it through. You throw low fastballs to Jim Tomey and you've got a problem, because Ibar has tremendous range, and he took one step and that ball was in the outfield. Bring Mike Butcher out to have a word with Santana.
So Butcher has his say, and that'll bring up Konerko.
Well, Schreiber went out there to make sure that the meeting was broken up.
Paulie walked to start off last inning. Came around to score on that 3-run homer by Nix. So 1-out runners at the corners. Checks it up, takes a breaking ball. Paulie droops his shoulders. Santana got the benefit of that call.
There's no doubt about that. That's why Paul, who's got a pretty good eye, thought that one was out of the zone.
And it was.
And he was right. It was. Good slider. I mean, that's a good wipeout slider, but not a strike. And that got him right above the belt. And that one hurts.
Yeah. That'll get your breath a little bit as well. Paulie's already nicked up. I talked to him after the game last night. Got some bumps and bruises, but Paul will play through it. There's no question about that. He played for a year and a half with a bad thumb.
Well, there was no way in the world he could get out of the way of it.
No.
And that got him right in the kidney on the left side.
So here's Kotsay. He ripped a double down in the right field corner. So he was sitting dead red, guessing strike. He got the local breaking down.
Got a good slider on the first pitch.
And the blueprint. Why would they change? 0-2 the count.
Well, 3 wild pitches by Santana, and you figure he's going to go to a slider down and out of the zone. Let's see what Mathis has in mind.
Lays off that one, and the count 1-2.
This did a nice job of stopping that one in the dirt.
Off that one, 2-2. Gap out there, big gap in right center.
And 4 of the exact same pitches.
And a full count. Ball 4 base hit right here, Mark. Let's see how he feels like. If he takes a little something off that breaking ball, keeps it down, that's have a tough time checking it up. So after having him 0-2, so Beckham will score, and it's a 6-4 ball game, and here comes Nix.
Those leadoff walks have a tendency to eventually do you in. There's 10 runs scored, and we're just 1 out through the bottom of the 3rd inning. Like Scioscia looks on, no activity in the bullpen. But he's trying to get Santana to get himself out of this inning.
Nix, that big 3-run homer, his 8th of the season. And if you missed it, poof.
You Usually after a first ball fastball, 3-run homer, you see a slider at the first pitch next time, and that's what he saw on the last pitch from Santana.
And that's low. Reached back, got another mile an hour on that fastball at 93.
Sox with the bases loaded have been pretty good.
Good eye, 2-2. Next pitch will be number 65.
Now Mathis goes out there to talk with Santana, who is having some problems with that slider.
And he squeezes it once again, once more.
Guided into the dirt. He can do that, but the pitch he's had success on is the high fastball.
That's a pitch that Knicks had success on last time up too.
Yes.
Breaking ball. Froze him. And that is 2 down.
This one splits the middle of the plate.
Well, a big strikeout. Here's Chris. He had a line shot right over the head of Sean Figgins for a single last inning. Little comebacker, and that'll do it. But we do pick up one. The bases loaded walk to Kotsay. We'll go to the fourth, trailing by 2.
And the fourth inning brings us the duck for the Aflac trivia question. What Hall of Famer recorded his 3,000th hit on this date in 1999?
Gary Matthews Jr., Jeff Mathis, and Sean Figgins here in the top of the fourth for the Angels. Takes that one down low.
John's got to really concentrate on that first hitter, something that he's had some problems with over the course of this season.
Change up misses and the count 2-0. Matthews fouled out to Konerko. And the count 3-0. There's one. Your teammates get to a point where you just soon see the guy hit it out of the ballpark just to walk the leadoff man sometimes. Full count. And once again, a reminder. Tomorrow, Saturday, and Sunday, Indians come to town. Plenty of good seats available for all three of those games. So call 866-SOX-GAME and check it out. Pops it up. Going to be tough. Going to be tough. Watch out, Jermaine.
Jermaine hit the railing awfully hard, and hopefully he comes away unscathed. He turned his right foot as he hit the wall. This is a great effort by Jermaine. He's the only one who could have gotten close. Fortunately, he's able to go back to his position because he turned that right foot as well as banging into that rail.
So the 34-year-old veteran Gary Matthews is ready, as is Danks, and once again the payoff.
If you can't watch your White Sox on Comcast Sportsnet, you can always catch the game on your computer with MLB.tv. It's the ultimate baseball experience, featuring 100 out-of-market games a week live on your computer. For more details, visit WhiteSox.com, where baseball is always on. It's 3 of 4 leadoff hitters on base. Early in this one against John Danks.
Mathis fouls it back, hit a long 2-run homer in the second inning, his 5th of the season.
Gary Matthews is 4 for 4 in stolen bases.
Got a big lead. Outfield straight up. And the count 1-1. This will be pitch number 62 coming up for Danks. What Ozzie was hoping for. We got it from Gavin Floyd last night. 8 beautiful innings, giving up just 1 earned run. That bullpen needs a little rest. In the opener, it was a bullpen collective victory.
Last night, Gavin Floyd threw the ball exceptionally well. That's 2 starts in a row against the 2 best hitting teams in the American League, and he held them both down, the Yankees and the Angels.
Well, he just overmatched them.
Nice play by Ramon Castro as he blocks one about 58 feet. Bounced up and hit him.
He just overmatched the Yankee hitters, and he overmatched the Angel hitters.
He had terrific stuff both nights. For Jaguar, high performance of the week is Gavin Floyd, and those 2 games against the Yankees and the Angels, and he was brilliant in both of them. Unfortunately, getting a no decision in one.
And that's popped up Jermaine. Got the high sky here at U.S. Cellular Field this afternoon. So 1 out. And that'll bring up Figgins, who was popped to short, walked, and stolen a base.
He was brought into professional baseball by the Colorado Rockies, but in those days the Rockies were more interested in power hitters than little guys with great versatility and tremendous speed.
Beckham at the cut of the grass at third, outfield, slightly to the right. That walk back in the second inning, he also stole second, stole third, and scored on a little pop-up behind second base. Close pitch. Didn't get it.
Inside corner's been called all day. That one a little too far inside.
Well, he called Beckham out on one further than that inside.
Mike Scioscia is going to run. It's a good pitch to run out.
I would imagine most of these guys got the green light. What they will have is the don't run sign.
Eno Ebel at third base, flashing the signs.
When you get guys who love to run like this, 99.9% of the time they're on their own. When they do it, the throw is wide. They had him. Dead coming.
Looked like they were going to be able to turn two, but Chris Getz trying to move toward the middle of the diamond away from the sliding Gary Matthews. Got the throw off target.
So here's Ibar.
When you get a shot to put the inning away, you've got to put it away. You give them an extra out, and you've got some problems.
Well, they don't keep a stat on it, but I'll guarantee if they did, we will be at the bottom end of the spectrum this year on double plays that should have been turned, that were not. As that's popped up into center field. And that'll retire the side. So the first time they do not score, we'll go to the bottom of the fourth. We trail at 6-4.
Hall of Famer recorded his 3,000th career hit on this date in 1999, and the answer, Tony Gwynn of Montreal's Dan Smith. Tony Gwynn was some hitter. And the very next day, Wade Boggs recorded his 3,000th hit.
The only guy to ever record his 3,000th hit on a home run.
That was it? One guy?
Wade Boggs, down at Tampa Bay. Castro high into center field, can of corn for Matthews. One out.
Gary Matthews, a terrific center fielder. His father was just a great player who was brought to the major leagues by the San Francisco Giants, played with the Braves, and of course a big part of the Cubs in '84. His brother works in the front office for the Sox, and he's learning how to evaluate players, doing a great job in the front office. So Del Matthews, big part of this organization.
Breaking ball down low to Scotty Pides, who has walked and struck out. Yeah, the culture changes. Gary Matthews Sr., heck of a player. And Junior makes more in 1 year than he did in his whole career.
Makes more in 1 year than he would have done in a few careers, because he was drafted in the early '70s, the #1 draft pick of the San Francisco Giants.
Well, Sarge made some good money before his career was over.
Oh, terrific.
Yeah.
But if he ever looked at a contract 5 years for $55 million, he would have collapsed.
Well, those didn't exist in that time zone. He had more owners dying of heart attacks.
But Gary played for a long time and was a good player, and one of the team leaders wherever he went. I'm talking about Gary Matthews Sr.
Got him. 2 down.
First 2 up and 2 down. That ball drifted back over the plate. Good movement on that sinker by Santana. It's one of the better ones he's thrown today.
Beckham into right field. And that'll retire the side. 1, 2, 3 inning. We're into the 5th, trailing by 2. That's the story as you check out our Southwest Airlines Tail of the Tape Angels, 2 in the first, 3 in the second, 1 in the third. Sox, 3 in the second, 1 in the third. It'll be Abreu, Guerrero, and Rivera. Bobby takes first pitch, strike.
John Danks could use a very quick inning with a minimum of pitches, as he's knocking on the door of 70. This will be a 69.
Breaking ball. And count 1-1. .35-year-old veteran Bobby Abreu. What a player he has been. An Iron Man, so to speak, among today's player. Off the outside corner.
Also 6 times he's driven in 100 runs. This year will be the 7th. He's got 76 with a long way to go in this season.
And 7 years in a row walked 100 or more times. Good pitch, didn't get it. Thanks once again, just feeling that Stryber has put the squeeze on him all day long. That ball hit into left field deep. And out of here. Danks just looks at Stryber saying, where was it? Where was the previous pitch? Thought he had him struck out. Meanwhile, it's 7-4.
Home run number 9, RBI number 77. Career home run number 250. And our Ford home run replay. Fastball down the middle. And just barely made it out.
Guerrero 1 for 2, a homer. 3 home runs for the Halos today. Johnny has now thrown 16 on the season. .21 the count.
But this time of year, you get a lot of guys nicked up, some guys injured. Usually, doesn't matter who you play, but you're going to get 1 or 2 of their key players out for at least a little bit of time. Now for the Angels, it's Torrey Hunter. They just got Guerrero back. Torrey Hunter will come back, and they're going to be a whole lot tougher, and they're still pretty tough now. Of course, for our guys, we're anxiously waiting Bobby Jenks to come back and take a little pressure off that bullpen, especially late. Matt Thornton's been used a great deal in the absence of Bobby Jenks, who's battling kidney stones.
He gone. 1 out. That's the second strikeout for Johnny Danks. And of course, we also are anxiously awaiting the possibility of Jake Peavy, which could be huge.
He threw yesterday in San Diego, and the reports were pretty good.
That's a fair ball. Rivera. They're just having their way with Johnny Danks today. Combined with some poor defense. Not good.
It's been one of those days when a lot has gone wrong. And still, only a 3-run Angel lead. Certainly anything but insurmountable.
We got a heck of a chance to win this game. A heck of a chance.
But you're going to have to hold them down sometime.
Well, they didn't score in the 4th.
It's true.
Oh, and 1 to count to Kendry Morales.
Gabriel Dotel throwing in the pen.
There's the strike, and the count 1-2. Johnny, the last few times out, just does not seem to have his working very slow as compared to when he is really pitching well.
You're not going to get any complaints out of John Danks, but you just wonder if that finger is 100%.
I don't think it is.
Because his cutter really hasn't been near as effective as it was when he was feeling 100%.
Well, you can see why the reluctance to throw it, because that's the pitch that caused it. He gone. Johnny is at his best when he is working fast. He seems to not make the mistake with a changeup anywhere near as much. He'll keep it down. When he's working slow, it seems like that he just makes a lot of bad pitches.
He's getting the benefit of the doubt more times than not on the inside corner and not the outside corner.
Kendrick fouls that one away. He's 1 for 2, a single, a run scored, and he struck out. Top of the 8th in Detroit, 7-3 Tigers over Baltimore.
That one goes pinwheeling into the seats.
Oh, into the count. Outfield slightly to the right. 0-2 pitch. They come up with one on the home run. Opposite field by Bobby Abreu. Halfway home, we trail it 7-4. All right, Art Chuck, nice to have you back, buddy. Chuck, of course, a little time off, went over to visit the beautiful country of España. Jermaine Dye said he had a great trip. Jermaine over to, he's grounded to short and popped up to right. Takes a strike. 1-1. 7-7-0 for them, 4-4-1 for us. But it has not been a very pretty ball game. It's been sluggish.
A lot of physical and especially some mental mistakes.
Yeah.
And the physical mistakes you're going to make. There's not much you can do with that. The mental mistakes are things you have to avoid.
Slices that one into right field. High, Abreu.
Make every home game a double play at U.S. Cellular Field this season with 2 ballpark hot dogs for the price of 1. Visit an All-Star concession stand during the first hour after gates open. For White Sox individual game tickets, call 866-SOX-GAME or visit whitesox.com.
Here's Tommy. Takes a breaking ball strike. Jimmy has gone out deep to right, taking Abreu right up against the fence, and he is singled sharply through the shift. Cleveland beat Minnesota 2-1 at Progressive Field. Indians will be coming here tomorrow, Saturday, and Sunday. Plenty of good seats available for all 3 games, so call 866-SOX-GAME and check it out. And tomorrow, Mark Burley against Jeremy Sowers. If you can make it to the game, that game will be over WCIU Channel 26 on Saturday, to be announced for us against Carl Pavano for them. That's up high. And that game will be over WGN. As you check out our upcoming schedule, then in the finale of this 11-day, 10-game homestand on Sunday, Jose Contreras against David Huff. As Tony is called out.
Didn't look especially happy with this one. Had the plate, Jim thought it was a little low from the side. It looked like it crossed the knee.
That was one thing about his apparent. Excuse me. Jeff Mathis thought it was low. And here's Konerko. Paulie has walked, scored, and was hit by a pitch. That ball into left field. It's going to be an easy 1-2-3 inning. This is 8 in a row retired by Ervin Santana, and he leads it 7-4. Final game of this 3-game set. Sox having a good homestand so far. Started off with the two hottest teams in baseball in their respective time slots coming in here. Yankees for 4. We won the first 3, dropped the second one. Angels, hottest team after the Yankees coming in here. We won the first 2 and trailing this one 7-4.
It's now up to John Danks to keep the pitches to a minimum and to retire the first hitter. 5 innings in the books. 4 leadoff hitters have reached base. And John trails by 3 at 7-4.
6 of those earned. This has not been a well-played game by our Sox. As the count moves to 0-2 on Matthews Jr. Gary has fouled out the first and walked. Fouls that straight back right underneath Stone Pony.
Still waiting for one to get up here, but gently.
Softly.
No rockets back this way.
One and 2 the count. Bottom of the 8th in Washington. Nasty Nets leading Florida 9-8.
Washington has won 4 in a row. They've suddenly become a team that can put a whole lot of runs on the board. They're not going to stop you very often. But Adam Dunn is having a wonderful year. 29 home runs. He's driven in 81 coming into today. And you'd think with 9 up there that probably did a little more damage.
He gone. Change up. Five strikeouts for Johnny Danks. So here's the catcher, Jeff Mathis, a 2-run homer in the 2nd. And he popped up to Jermaine in the 4th.
Mathis didn't know where that ball was hit, and it was squibbed off the end of the bat into right field. He just swung, and I think it surprised him when he looked up and saw that ball heading out toward Jermaine Dye.
And Alfredo Griffin gave him a fist and said, "Nice hitting, kid."
He looked straight up in the air. And he realized that that was his 2nd hit of the game.
All right. So here's Sean Figgins, who is 0 for 2 with a walk, a couple of stolen bases, and a run scored. Takes ball 1. Up high, ball 2. And this next pitch will be number 97.
And the bullpen up and going once again. It was Dotel the last time. And it's Octavio again.
One out, 2-1 to count. Dino Ebel going through his sequence. The third base coach.
Well, Mathis for a catcher runs pretty well. So you can't take it for granted that he's just going to stay there at first base. Got a pretty good secondary lead on the last pitch.
And the count 3-1. And that's popped up short center field. And that is out number 2. So that'll bring up Eric Ibar, who is 1 for 2, a bunt single, a run scored, and a sacrifice fly. Also has picked up a stolen base. They have 4 of those today. There he goes. He gone. Beautiful throw right there by Castro, right on the money, and that'll retire the side. We'll go to the bottom of the 6th. It'll be Kotsay, Nix, and Getz.
AT&T, the nation's fastest 3G network. AT&T, your world delivered.
We trail by 3 here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Kotsay to lead it off, takes first pitch strike. Mark has doubled and scored, walked, and that came with the bases loaded. Takes it up, takes a breaking ball strike, and the count very quickly, 0-2. Out and around that one. Kendry Morales will make the play for out number 1.
Bring your friends and family to U.S. Cellular Field as the White Sox take on the Indians this weekend. For game tickets, call 866-SOX-GAME or visit whitesox.com.
Also go to whitesox.com to pick up some of those tickets that were unsold to the Mark Buehrle Perfect Game if you want a souvenir. Magnificent day. Jason Nix takes ball 1. He's 1 for 2, but it was a big one, a 3-run homer in the 2nd inning. Nix now 8 homers and 19 driven in. Perfect pitch right there, and the count evens at 1.
Well, Santana, after the 3rd inning, has gotten a good feeling for that slider, because he didn't have it the first 3.
He's retired 9 in a row. Three balls and a strike. Chris Getz on deck. Santana, 26 years old, 6'2", 285 pounds, out of San Cristobal in the Dominican Republic. Gets the strike and the full count.
That shows you that he is getting a lot more confident in that breaking ball, because he threw a 3-1 soft slider and got it over the plate.
Outfielder straight up, spread out, and there's ball 4.
Santana's averaged around 5 1/3 innings per start, and that's exactly where he finds himself right now.
Chris is 1 for 2, a single and a stolen base.
Well, Rivera's playing him very close to the line in left field, and there's a huge gap in left center.
And good speed at first. Takes first pitch strike. And the count 0-2. And that ball is foul. 7 runs, 8 hits, no errors for the Angels. 4 runs, 4 hits, 1 error for our Sox. They have 3 home runs. We have 1. Mathis, Guerrero, and Abreu. That pitch fouls back.
And Chris did a nice job of staying alive. That was a slider in on his hands off the plate, and he barely got a piece of it.
They're going to stay in there. And it's off the glove, knocked down, and that's going to be a base hit.
Well, that was a break, because it looked like had that ball gotten through, it might have been a double play. Unfortunately, Vikaram took it away from Kendrick, who was moving toward the bag, and into the vacated right side. So a base hit by Getz, and it brings the tying run to the plate.
Ramon Castro has struck out and gone out to center. Now Mike Butcher, pitching coach, as they're going to get some activity down in that Angel pen. That was going to be a perfect double play.
Looked like it.
Yeah.
Sometimes you get a break as Bulger and Oliver loosening up in the pen. Bulger, the right-hander on the left. Oliver, the left-hander on the right.
Arm side out with both of them. A lot of clubs use arm side in.
Yeah, you do that, catchers have some problems. Now Ramon has some pretty decent power. Hasn't shown a great deal of it, but he can hit it a long way.
Takes a strike right there. That was the 100th pitch for Santana. Pretty good rip at that one, just underneath it. And now he's in the hole 1-2 with Scotty Pods on deck. Two down.
Castro got a couple of fastballs to take a look at, but then he got the wipeout slider.
It's 0 for 2, a couple of strikeouts, the walk and the stolen base. Curveball strike. Gap in left center, big gap. And that's low. Come on, Pods, we need you. Got to get on base. Gordon Beckham on deck. Way high and wide. And that breaking ball misses.
One way or the other, this is likely to be the last man that Santana's going to face. He's going to deliver his 107th pitch.
And the 3-1. High pop up, and he's going to get out of it. Matthews Jr. making the call, makes the catch. And that'll retire the side. We have a Miles Threat, can't do anything with it, and we'll go to the 7th. In the second, 1 in the third, 1 in the fifth. Our Sox came up with 3 in the second, 3-run homer by Nix, and then 1 in the third. So Johnny Danks sitting on 100 pitches. We'll have Eric Ibar at the plate. He was there when Jeff Mathis was thrown out trying to steal. There's the bunt. It's a good one. Got to make it. Nice pick by Paul. No, he couldn't come up with it. So the second bunt hit of the game for Ibar.
Getz does a nice job of backing up. When you've got bunters, you got to play in a little closer to completely discourage the bunt.
So here's Abreu. He has walked and scored. Also a stolen base in the first. Went out to right in the second, homered in the fifth. $27,487.
Bobby Abreu is a member of a very select club. Players with 250 home runs, 2,000 hits, 1,000 runs, 1,000 runs batted in, 1,000 walks, and 300 stolen bases. Look at the names on that list. Bonds, Henderson, Mays, Biggio, Morgan, and Bobby Abreu joining some select company today.
As I said earlier, he has not been a good player. He's been a great player. Not a superstar, but a great player.
Well, he's been a player that every team that's had him feels that they were a better team for having him.
Big rip right there underneath it.
There's not a whole lot of players around that teams will consistently say that. But from the time he came up with the Houston Astros through his travels in the major leagues, Bobby Abreu has been a terrific player.
And he's got a chance to do it for another 5 or 6 years. In great shape.
And still stealing big bases.
Well, he is 23 for 28. Probably has as good a feel for it. And that's what stealing bases is, unless you're a speed burner. It's a feel. That's low, 3-1. Vladimir Guerrero on deck.
And one of the things about Abreu that has been a constant is he very rarely, if ever, will swing at a pitch out of the zone. He will force you to come to him.
There's a strike. I talked with Bobby yesterday, and he said he'd love to play for another 5 or 6 years. Just loves the game. And of course, he has made some big time money in his career.
The Yankees were paying him the $17-18 million a year.
He has made
range.
superstar money.
Yeah. Fredo Griffin looking across the diamond to see if they want Ibar to run, and you would think so.
Well, you got a man at the plate who knows what he's doing. You got a guy who has good speed. He does now take off. And there's a little chopper. And they almost get him a second. Meanwhile, Ibar in scoring position, 1 out.
Good play by Paul Konerko as he sees Ibar rounding the bag and tries to go behind him. And just misses him. So now Ozzie coming out. That's 107 pitches, and he's going to go to the bullpen.
Well, Johnny, not one of his better efforts, but one thing about it, it was a good effort. After the game, stay tuned. Sox post-game live. You'll see all the highlights. Get Bill Melton's analysis, plus listen in on Ozzy's post-game remarks. Don't miss U.S. Cellular White Sox post-game live immediately following the game right here on Comcast Sportsnet, fans' best friend.
Octavio Dotel comes into the game, and he should be well rested. He has stayed out of action recently. He's 1-3, ERA .283, on for the 45th time. He inherits Ibar at second base. Sox trail by 3. And Dotel has to shut the door right here, and he has to watch the first pitch to Vladimir Guerrero.
Guerrero 1 for 3. That homer, his 5th, coming back in the 3rd inning. That was leading off. Checks it up, takes ball 1. Final from Citizens Bank Park. Phillies beat the Rockies 3-1.
Cliff Lee picking up the win in that one. He's already paid dividends for Philadelphia. He's won twice.
Well, that didn't help. Wild pitch. So now Ibar moves into 3rd.
Dotel with his 3rd wild pitch of the year. Not much of a chance for Castro to even shift to his right. That ball goes back to the screen.
Infield in, the 2-0 pitch. Infield in, 3-0. Better hang loose. Yeah, it's not even close. So that'll bring up Juan Rivera, who is 2 for 3 with an RBI. Washington beat the Marlins 12-8. Nasty Nets putting some points on the board. Cleveland beat Minnesota 2-1 at Progressive Field. Baltimore lost to Detroit 7-3 at Comerica Park.
Florida went in right in the middle of that race in the NL East. And Washington, 25.5 games out of first place, just murdered them.
Nasty Nets on a 5-game winning streak. One and 1 to count to Rivera. Guerrero at first. 1 year with Montreal, stole 40 bases. He's a big man.
When he first came into the league, there wasn't anything that he couldn't do.
And a count 1-2.
I remember talking with Fred Clare, then, who was general manager of the Dodgers, and I asked him, I said, I'm just inquisitive. You have 2 young kids come into your camp together. One is tall and lean, and the other is rather short. And you send the tall and lean one home, that was Vlad Guerrero, and you signed his brother. Wilton was a pretty good player.
Just off the corner, 2-2.
But not like Vlad. So Montreal signed Guerrero, the second oldest of the 3 Guerrero brothers who played, and they got a pretty good one.
Fouls that pitch back. Well, Guerrero talking with Felipe Alou way back when Felipe was managing Montreal, said that Guerrero was the best 7th, 8th, and 9th inning player he had ever seen. And Felipe played with some good guys.
Felipe came up through the Giant organization. In fact, the Giants drafted all the Alous. They were all very good. Felipe was the best.
They signed all the Alous. They didn't draft them.
Well, they signed them, yes. And in those days, they had, if not a stranglehold, it was Pittsburgh and San Francisco in the Dominican Republic bringing most of the players to the United States.
There you go. Attaboy, Chris. Go. There you go. He gone. Well, good job by Getz and good job by Beckham.
Was effective, certainly, but you'd like a few less throws. And on the play, Guerrero goes to second. Good move by Dotel. If you have your choice, you'd like a one-throw rundown. But in lieu of that, make sure you get the lead man, and that's exactly what happened. It became doubtful that Castro was going to be able to run down Ibar, but he throws him out, and Getz does it right. He runs at him until Ibar commits.
You got to run him back to the base, not towards home, just in case. As there's ball 4. So he walks Guerrero and he walks Rivera.
I think that pickoff might have gone 1-3-4-5-2-6 if you're scoring at home.
That's, oh, well, close.
Play it in the lottery.
Nice stop by Castro. Morales is 0 for 3. He's popped to third, grounded to third, and struck out.
This is a side you have to be careful with. Kendry Morales. 20 of his 23 home runs have come as a left-hand hitter. That one's a little low. One of the reasons why the Angels are in first place is that last graphic you saw. Hitting over 300 with runners in scoring position, the best in the major leagues. They came in with a 4.5 game lead over the Texas Rangers. Rangers losers of 3 in a row.
And to count 3-1. We have Cleveland coming in here. Angels go home with those Rangers.
It's going to be a good series. Both series will be good series.
Angels are going to have 3 with Texas and 3 with Tampa Bay.
Well, Texas 59 and 47 coming into action today. And dominant at home at 37-21.
Fouls that 3-2 pitch away.
Problem with the Rangers this year is they've had their problems on the road, and of course going to Los Angeles is never a treat. The Angels 32-20 at home.
And another souvenir left side. Two on, two out. Full count. And there's a rocket base hit. So Vladimir is going to have no problems. They get the ball back in. So the base on balls issued by Dotel to Guerrero. He scores. The other base on balls, Rivera's at third, and it's an 8-4 ball game. So here's Kendrick. He's 1 for 3. Couple of strikeouts, single, and a run scored back in the second. Breaking ball strike. 8-10-0 for them, 4-5-1 for us.
We close the book on John Danks at 6 1/3 innings, 7 runs, 9 hits, 3 walks, 5 strikeouts.
Oh, 2 the count.
Johnny Nunez throwing in the bullpen.
2 of the 3 walks that Johnny issued crossed home plate. Nice stop right there by Castro. Game 1 when we won it 5-4. All 4 runs scored by the Angels came via the walk, guys who had walked. If you do that long enough, it's going to jump up and grab it. I don't care who you're playing. And another 4 count. Kendrick just did get a piece of it. Outfield swung around to the right just slightly. They're spread out. Beckham off the line back at third. And that's into right field, hit hard, but Jermaine is there. So the base on balls jumps up and grabs Octavio Dotel. 7th inning stretch, not good.
The day is done for Ervin Santana. He departs after 6. And Jason Bulger comes on for the 45th time. He's been a busy man. 4-1 record, ERA respectable at 3.80. He's pretty much handled the right-handers. The left-handers haven't done a particularly good job against him. Averaged almost a strikeout an inning.
First pitch outside to Gordon Beckel. Gordon 0 for 2 with a walk and a run scored. 8-4 Halos. We're in the finale of this 3-game set as the Angels trying to salvage 1 game. And the count 2-0. We need some base runners, boys.
Bulger's control hasn't been great. You average 4.5 walks per 9 innings out of the bullpen. That's going to get you in trouble.
Pours that strike over. Bottom of the 3rd in Oakland. Rangers and the A's tied at 2.
Randy Williams loosing in the pen.
Made a good pitch on him right there.
Bulger originally drafted by the Arizona Diamondbacks as a first-round pick, 22nd overall in 2001. So he's been around for a while.
Ball hit deep into center field. Matthews is there and makes the catch.
White Sox premium seating auctions are the best way to secure great locations like box seats behind the dugout and tables outside the Miller Lite Bullpen Sports Bar. Opening bids start as low as $55 a seat. Visit WhiteSox.com to place your bid.
So here's Jermaine. Takes a breaking ball strike. One hopper down to Figgins. And very quickly 2 out. How many times this year have we had the chance to sweep? This could not seal the deal.
Oh, a number of times, but we also had a number of shots at Santana today.
It's hard to sweep.
Well,
I don't care who you're playing. It's hard to sweep. You're right. We had a lot of shots at Santana early on and couldn't do anything with them.
Santana on the ropes in the 2nd. Bases loaded in the 3rd. And got out of a jam in the 6th.
Something always seems to go wrong when you're trying to sweep. The 1-1 pitch. Very easy 1-2-3 inning for Bulger, and we're into the 8th. All right, Archuk, thank you very much.
And Randy Williams comes into the game. Williams on for the 5th time, thrown a total of 3 innings and done it pretty effectively. He's yet to give up a run. He's in relief of Octavio Dotel, who went 2/3 of an inning, walked a couple, gave up a hit and a run in relief of John Danks.
Castro just looking over in the dugout.
And he figures somewhere along the line he's going to get a catcher's glove.
It helps.
Well, especially if you don't have good hands. I mean, if you've got good hands, you don't need a glove.
It really helps. When I started using one hand, everybody was, for the most part, they'd never seen it. And they asked me why I was using one hand, and I told them. I said, when you got hands as bad as mine, one's better than 2.
Just don't get in your own way.
And 2-0 to Gary Matthews, who is 0 for 2 with a walk. Chops that one foul. One hops into the seats. 2 balls and a strike. Once again, a reminder, tomorrow, make your plans to be with us here at beautiful US Cellular Field. Mark Burley against Jeremy Sowers. First of that 3-game set with the Cleveland Indians. On Saturday to be announced for us against Carl Pavano for them. And on Sunday, Jose Contreras against David Huff.
I think it's probably going to be E6.
Jason has had a tough time defensively this week. He is much better than he's shown, and that's one of the reasons why he's usually got that behind way down, and this week he's been like more of a stand-up infielder. And if the ball takes any kind of bad hop whatsoever, you're dead.
Well, that's 7 errors so far.
And another leadoff man aboard.
We've got the leadoff man aboard 6 of the 8 innings. That makes it pretty tough.
Mathis is 2 for 3, a 2-run homer, and then Little swing, hit the bat. The ball hits the bat. He didn't know where it went, and went over the head of Canerco into short right field for a base hit. And the count 2-0. Hammered into left field. Tatsay is there.
Nunez continues to work, and he'll get some action in this game.
Back to the top of the order, Sean Figgins has popped to short, walked, stole a couple bases and scored. That was in the second. Then hit into a 6-4 fielder's choice, and he has popped up to center. Takes first pitch strike from Williams. 8-10-0 for them, 4-5-2 for us. out there in left center. He outside 2-1. Big series starting in the Bronx tonight as the Carmines take on the Yankees.
Well, there's some question as to whether Jason Bay is going to be able to play in that game. If he's not able to, it's going to leave a big hole in the Red Sox offense.
There's a strike, 2-2. Yankees have had a tough go against the Red Sox this year.
I would say so. They have yet to defeat them, and they come in 2.5 games back of the Yankees, and the Rays hanging right there, 5.5 games back. The Rays have won 3 in a row, 6 of their last 10, and are starting to heat it up at the right time.
Close pitch, didn't get it. So full count with 1 out. Matthews. Little token toss over there. Yeah, you do not count Tampa Bay out. He gone. Bases, ball 4.
This one up and out of the strike zone, and Sean Figgins goes up and out of the zone and strikes out.
Ibar is 2 for 3, 2 bunt singles, also has a sacrifice fly. One of the big keys for me for Tampa Bay, Scott Kazmir. He threw the ball pretty good last time out.
And they're also going to get back Iwamura at second base, and that's going to really improve their double play combination.
Big Lance Johnson jump right there. And the count 0-2.
Tampa Bay has those guys at the corners that you might be able to tie in baseball. I'm not sure you're able to beat them as far as what they can do. Both of them Gold Glove caliber. Longoria and Pena, both of them can hit the ball out of the park with anybody. And their defense overall is very strong.
Fouls that back. Jason Bartlett has just been probably the MVP on that ball club.
He's had a huge year for them.
Bartlett, of course, the shortstop. Change up high and wide. And that's another souvenir. Ibar out of Bani in the Dominican. Good player.
There's only 2 teams in the American League that have a record over 500 on the road.
They got him picked off. And they put it up. That'll retire the side. Nice inning right there for Randy Williams. We'll go to the bottom of the 8th. It is still Angels by 4. 4, a couple doubles, Ribby. Kenneth Williams, son of Kenny Williams, 3 for 5, a couple of doubles and RBI, and John Gilmore homer is 4th. So Kannapolis won 5-3. Talking to Buddy Bell the other day about some of our guys down there, he said all C.J. Rutherford does is barrel it up. So he's amazing. But we need 4 right here to tie this thing. First pitch strike to Konerko. Paulie's 0 for 1. He has walked, was hit by a pitch, and he also has scored a run when he walked, leading off the second.
Bulger just coasted through the 7th inning.
Big motion, pulled the string, and the count 0-2. Arcatse on deck. Fool him on the pitch. 1 out.
Kevin Jepson getting ready in the bullpen. He was the loser in the first game of the series.
He of the slider, Jepson's.
I think we're going to see a little more than 95-mile-an-hour fastball if he comes into this game. Not that the slider wasn't good, but you see 6 or 8 of them in a row, they have a tendency to get hit.
Well, that's the greatest teacher in the world. Repetition. Patsy has double, scored, walked, knocked in a run. He's 1 for 2. 1-1 the count. Mark Kotsay. Texas now leading Oakland 3-2, top of the 5th out at the Coliseum. Watching some MLB. Looks like Vicente Padilla was up to his old tricks yesterday.
He will throw at you in a heartbeat and does it consistently.
Well, somebody's going to take care of that one of these days. They're going to do what Prince Fielder did, only they're not going to. They're just going to do it quietly. Wait till he comes out. And you're talking about wipeout. There will be a wipeout.
He does throw at a whole lot of folks.
Oh, yeah. Softly hit. So that is 5 up, 5 down for Bulger.
We talked about the 2 teams in the American League who have winning records on the road, and they are the 2 teams that started off this homestand against us. The Yankees 30-25 on the road. The Angels 31-22 on the road, and that's it. Those are the only 2 teams over 500. So it is difficult in the American League to win away from home.
Here's Nix, 3-run homer, strikeout and a walk. Breaking ball, and to count 0-1. Good try, just missed. That was an interesting thing to watch Fielder in that piece here. I don't think they had enough guys in that Dodger clubhouse that could have kept Fielder off motor.
He was a little upset.
I don't blame him. I don't blame him one bit. And people are talking about, well, if you're going to go after somebody, go after them on the field. That's they have no clue. They have no clue. Big hack. If you go after somebody like that in that situation, you're going to get suspended for quite a while. And Milwaukee's trying to still win that Central. You do it the way Fielder was, you might get suspended for a short time and fine, but it's not going to be anywhere near the severity of going after somebody on the field.
Well, your odds, if you are aggravated enough, your odds of getting to him on the field are not particularly
That's
good.
what I'm saying.
There was a highlight where Mota threw at somebody else, and they went to get him. It was Mike Piazza, as a matter of fact, and he went to get him and had to try to wend his way through the entire team as Mota was running around back toward the dugout.
As he gets him, so a 6 up, 6 down for Bulger. He has 2 hits in this game. He's 2 for 3, 2 bunt singles with a run scored, a stolen base, and an RBI. That sacrifice fly in the second. That sacrifice fly was right behind second base.
That was one of the mental mistakes in this ball game today.
That ball hit deep. And it's 9-4. That ball way back there. That is number 4 for Ibar.
Well, at the last instant before the trading deadline, the Angels tried to get Roy Halladay. And the first guy that J.P. Ricciardi wanted was Eric Ibar. And that pretty much ended that conversation. So the Ford home run replay, the 4th home run by Ibar. He's driven in 40, 3 for 4 today, a big day.
And here's Abreu. Scored a couple. Homered. Picked up a stolen base. If you're just joining us, our guys have not been on top of their games today. And they get him.
That ball hit off the side of the mound, took a very funny hop. And Bobby Abreu, even in the 9th inning of a game where the Angels lead by 5 runs, running as hard as he could to first base, trying to sniff out another base hit.
I don't know about him in the National League, but over here I've never seen him come close to dogging.
No.
Not even close.
It's been that way since coming into the league. And Johnny Nunez does make an appearance in this one.
All right, Williams is gone. We'll be back.
Strikeout to walk ratio. So he'll be put to the test immediately with Vlad Guerrero.
Vlad is 1 for 3, a homer. He also has walked and scored. And the count 2-0. And he is 23 years old. Fouls that back, does Guerrero.
The fact that Guerrero did walk in this game, just the 9th time in 187 at bats, will show you that Octavio Dotel did not have good command today.
High pop up. That win, kept playing with it. Nick stays with it, and that's out number 2.
That one was up there for a long time.
Yeah, that's a major league pop up. That's still just a little duck snort compared to some of them that Dave Kingman hit.
Yep.
First pitch strike to Rivera, who is 2 for 3. Had an infield single, RBI in the first. He doubled in the 5th. Into left field. Kotsay is there, right in front of the track, and that'll retire the side. The home run by Ibar will go to the bottom of the 9th. We need 5 to tie. 5. Then it's the Sox and the Indians in HD Sunday at 12:30 right here on Comcast Sportsnet, fans' best friend.
Kevin Jepson comes into this one, the hard-throwing right-hander. Picked up the loss in the first game of the series. The left-hander is just killing him. ERA devilish. He tops out about 95 miles an hour with a good hard slider.
Chris Getz, Ramon Castro, and Scotty Potts. There's ball 1 to Chris, who has a couple of hits in this game, plus a stolen base. Getz now 18 for 20 in stolen bases. Start us off right here. Let's give him a thrill. Let's give him a finish. And that's upstairs. 2-1. Jepson, 25 years old. And that's just foul. 6'3", 215 pounds, out of Phoenix. Born in Anaheim. And a full count. And once again, a reminder, make your plans to be with us tomorrow night. Mark Burley against Jeremy Sowers. First of that 3-game set with the Cleveland Indians. The Indians have been playing some good baseball. Guess just did get a piece of it. Plenty of good seats available for all 3 of these games, so call 866-SOX-GAME and check it out. Saturday to be announced for us against Carl Pavano for them. So on Sunday, Contreras against David Huff. The game tomorrow night will be over WCIU Channel 26 if you can't make it to the ballpark. And the lead man gone. That Saturday game will be over WGN, and Sunday's game right back here on Comcast Sportsnet. So here's Ramon. He's 0 for 3. Out in front, hooks that one. Also, we'll go to WhiteSox.com and check out some of those tickets that were not sold for Mark Burley's perfect game. Nice souvenir. First perfect game ever thrown here in the major leagues in Chicago. There's a chopper 2 hopper, Ibar. Plenty of time. 2 down. The Sox going quietly.
Dwayne Wise getting an opportunity. He's going to pinch hit for Scott Podsednik.
High and wide. 9-11-0 for the Angels, 4-5-2 for our Sox here in the finale of this 3-game series. Sox won the opener 5-4. Sox won game 2 6-2. That ball is hit hard, long, deep. Yes, you can put it in the ball. Yes, a bullet for D. Wise. Then it's 9-5.
Dwayne Wise, his second home run of the year. his 9th run batted in, and the first pinch hit home run for the Sox this year. How about that?
There's Beckham. Gordon 0 for 3. He did walk and he did score back in the 3rd. Just a rocket out of here off the bat of D. Wise. Checks it up in the count 2-0.
Well, it gives the Sox 2 guys. If Mark Kotsay doesn't play, he's hitting over 370 lifetime as a pinch hitter, and Dwayne Wise is hitting over 300 as a pinch hitter, so it gives him a couple of left-handed weapons.
And it gives him a couple of options according to who's pitching too. Kotsay, good fastball hitter.
A good hitter.
Yeah.
And he's always been a pretty good hitter.
I think Dwayne probably handles the breaking ball maybe a little better. But anyway, gives Ozzie little options there. A little flexibility. That's it. Good pickup. So a full count with 2 out here in the bottom of the 9th. 9-5. Angels on top.
Two walks for Gordon today, so he's taken 20 walks this year.
Like Ted Williams always said, good hitters will take their walks.
You're going to have those days where you're going to take an offer, and you limit the amount your batting average goes down by drawing bases on balls.
Gordon takes off. That'll be indifference. Jermaine is 0 for 4. He's due. Grounded to short. Grounded to third. Gone out to right a couple of times. And the count 2-0.
That'll most likely go as a wild pitch. That's a 3rd this year for Jepson. Throws another slider. That ball dips out of the zone.
And there's that 95-mile-an-hour fastball that Stone Pony told you about. 2-1 to count.
Well, he's got it, and as long as you have it, you might as well use it.
That one at 96. Why in the world would he turn into a breaking ball pitcher?
He's got a terrific arm. But that's why the ERA is up over 6.
Broken bat, high bar. This ball game is over. So the Sox have another opportunity. They could have swept the Yankees in 4. They missed out on game 4. They could have swept the Angels in 3. They missed out in game 3. But a tough